Hello, this is Alex Anist, and it's been almost a year since the last time I posted a video. I was in the middle of a series on what I am calling shell voicings, and that will extend into color tone chords or extended voicings. And I didn't coin the term shell voicings. Obviously, that's a term that's been used for a while to represent a chord with a 4-note chord that only has 3 notes, a root, a third, and a 7th or 6th. We skipped the 5th. Please listen to the earlier videos if you haven't. I'm just going to jump right in. We went over knowing the notes on the bottom 2 strings, constructing dominant 7 chords, and then constructing our other chords that are based on major triad. So the major 6 and the major 7 chord. So today we're going to do all the rest of the chords, hopefully. Minor 7, minor 6, minor major 7, and then 7 sus 4. And we'll talk about diminished and minor 7 flat 5. Shell voicings don't have a 5th, and diminished chords have an altered 5th. So it doesn't mean you can't use shell voicings, but you'll often do something different when those chords come around. Here's our dominant 7 chord that we started with. That's a C7 with the root, the flat 7, and the third. That's an F7 with the root, the third, and the flat 7. So obviously we can turn this into a minor 7 chord by flatting the third, right? So root, flat 7, flat 3. I'll often play that by barring with my first finger and getting the root with my second finger. I know a lot of people do it other ways. This is how I do it. Flat 7, third, root. Okay, minor 7. Similarly, we've got an F7 here. I can flat the third. All right. F minor 7. At this point, we can also adjust the 7th. Okay, so here I have a C minor 7, right? Well, I can I've got the flat 3. I can also flat the flat 7 and make it a 6. C minor 6. That might sound like a F7 to your ear. That's because it's got the tritone. Okay, so C minor 6 also has the tritone. I can also raise the 7th and do C minor major 7. Okay, so that's an unusual sound, but it does happen in music a lot, and it's a pretty cool sound when it's appropriate, I guess you would say. So we can have major 7, dominant 7, 6, and we can have minor major 7, minor 7, minor 6. And we can have major 7, dominant 7, major 6, and we can have minor major 7. That's not minor major 7. We can have minor major 7, minor 7, and minor 6. If you don't know how to spell these chords, then maybe I'll do another video at some point on spelling chords, but I'll just go over this real quickly. C minor major 7 has a 1, a flat 3, a 5, and a major 7. C minor 7, 1, flat 3, 5, flat 7. C minor 6, 1, flat 3, 5, 6. Now what's left would be sus chords, right? So just kind of cutting to the chase here, you have 3 possible notes for your third. You can have a flat third, you can have a major third, or you can replace the third with a fourth. And you have 3 possible notes for your 7. You can have a major 7, you can have a flat 7, or you can replace the 7 with a 6. Okay? Now, any of those combinations might be possible. Some of them are more common. So, for example, a sus4 chord is not an uncommon chord to have. So, I have a root and a flat 7 and a third, C7. I can raise that third up and have a C7 sus4. You know, if I make a C6 sus4, well, that's really just an F triad in inversion. So I guess I could have a major 7 sus4. That might happen. Similarly here, we have an F7. Again, I can raise that third up. F sus 7 or F7 sus. So at this point, that covers like all chords that you're usually going to run into that aren't diminished or so-called half diminished, aka minor 7 flat 5. A diminished 7th chord has a root, a flat 3, a flat 5, and a double flat 7 or a 6. Easiest way to think about it is a 6. So you can play a diminished chord. It's just not going to have that flat 5 sound. So like a C diminished, right there. Same as a C minor 6. There's the flat 5, but we're not playing it. We'll deal with that later. If you know anything about diminished chords, you know that they're symmetrical, so you can move this around if you want to get other chord tones. Again, that's beyond the scope of this. Minor 7 flat 5, yes, you can play it just like a minor 7, but actually, if you have a C minor 7 flat 5, C, E flat, G flat, B flat, well, that's the same notes as E flat minor 6. E flat, G flat, B flat, C. So if I'm going to just use shell voicings and there's a minor 7 flat 5, I'm actually going to treat it like a minor 6 starting off the third. And there's a historic precedent for that as well. For example, if I was playing the first 8 bars of Body and Soul. First chord is E flat minor 7. That's the 2 chord because we're in the key of D flat. Goes to 5 of 2, B flat 7. Back to the 2 chord. And to a 5. A flat 7 or D7. Some people will do it that way. To the 1 chord, D flat major 7, 4 chord, G flat major 7, 3 chord, F minor 7, flat 3 diminished, E diminished. Okay, so that's my root, my flat third, my 6. And then it's a 2 chord. And then usually you see this next chord written as C minor 7 flat 5. Well, I'm just going to play E flat minor 6 to F7, B flat minor 7, E flat 7, E flat minor 7, A flat 7, and then ending on D flat 6. Not D flat major 7, because the melody is the root. So that got complicated. But at this point, you should be able to play through any tune using just these 3-note voicings. We will cover adding color tones to these voicings in another video. This video is already 10 minutes long or more, so I'll try playing and singing the first 8 bars of Body and Soul, so you can just kind of hear that. So you'll have to forgive my singing. My heart is sad and lonely. For you I cry, for you, dear, only. Why haven't you seen it? I'm all for you, body and soul. So there you go. I'll play that one more time without singing. Okay, shell voicings. No fifths, just the notes that define the chord. If you've made it through this much of this series, then you should have a good grasp on this, and the next steps are going to get into things that we might do, like adding 9ths, 11ths, 13ths. I don't know what else there is to add. There's nothing else. Okay, thanks a lot. Hopefully I'll get around to doing more of these.